The UK is home to some of the world's most haunted locations, where history and the supernatural intertwine. These 15 museums aren't just full of ancient relics, they're alive with restless spirits and chilling encounters. Dare to step inside? 1. The Clink Prison Museum, Southwark. The Clink Prison Museum, dating back to 1144, is one of the oldest prisons in England. It was infamous for its cruel treatment of prisoners, many of whom were tortured or executed within its walls. Today, the museum stands as a chilling reminder of those dark times, and visitors have reported numerous paranormal experiences. Some have heard chains dragging across the cold stone floors, and others have witnessed fleeting shadows moving through the corridors. The most notorious ghost here is said to be that of a tormented prisoner, forever wandering the dark cells, his hollow eyes locked in eternal pain. The sounds of faint cries for help echo in the night air, and some claim to have felt a cold hand brush past them, as if the spirits of the past are still reaching out for help. The air is thick with the weight of history, and the ghosts of those who suffered here seem unable to rest. 2. True Crime Museum, Hastings. The True Crime Museum in Hastings is a macabre collection of criminal memorabilia, showcasing some of the most notorious criminals in history. Among the disturbing exhibits are items like Richard Ramirez's love letters and execution devices used in the past. But it's not just the objects that haunt this museum, it's the very spirits of those who committed these heinous acts. Some visitors have reported hearing footsteps echoing down the hallways when no one is around, and a cold chill that washes over them as they pass certain exhibits. One visitor even claims to have seen the ghost of Richard Ramirez standing near his display, his face hidden in shadow, but his presence undeniable. Others have reported a strange feeling of being watched, as if the spirits of the criminals on display are still lurking, their dark energy following those who dare to explore their stories. The museum's sinister atmosphere makes it clear the past here never truly fades away. 3. Shire Hall Museum, Dorchester. Shire Hall Museum in Dorchester is a site of historical significance, once serving as the location for public executions during the 17th century. The museum's haunted history is tied to the infamous Judge Jeffreys, who oversaw the bloody assizes in 1685. His harsh and brutal trials, which resulted in numerous executions, have left a mark on the museum's atmosphere. Visitors often report hearing the sound of heavy boots echoing through the courtroom, followed by a sense of dread as they step into the space. Some have claimed to see the ghostly figure of Judge Jeffreys himself, standing in the corner of the courtroom, his eyes fixed on them with an unsettling gaze. His spectre is said to judge everyone who enters, his presence as oppressive as the executions he once ordered. It is said that the judge's spirit remains trapped, forever presiding over the site where his merciless sentences were carried out. 4. British Museum, London. The British Museum, one of the world's largest and most prestigious museums, is also one of the most haunted. Among its vast collection, the Egyptian artifacts are particularly notorious for their supernatural connections. Most notably, a cursed ancient mummy is said to bring misfortune to anyone who disturbs it. Staff members have reported strange phenomena, objects mysteriously shifting positions, the feeling of being watched, and unexplained cold spots. Some have even seen a figure dressed in Egyptian garb, seemingly out of place among the exhibits. This figure is believed to be the restless spirit of a long-dead pharaoh, guarding the treasures that once belonged to him. The air around these exhibits feels charged with energy, as if the spirit of the ancient ruler is still watching, unwilling to let go of his treasures. It's said that no one who offends the curse will leave the museum unscathed. 5. Northeast Aircraft Museum, Sunderland. The Northeast Aircraft Museum, located on the site of a former airbase, holds a collection of aviation history, but it's the ghosts of fallen pilots that make it one of the most haunted places in Sunderland. Many of these pilots died in tragic crashes, and their spirits are believed to linger within the museum's walls. Visitors have reported seeing ghostly figures dressed in flight suits, walking through the exhibits or standing near aircraft on display. Some have heard the faint sound of engines starting, only to find the museum empty and still. One particularly chilling account involves the ghostly legs of a pilot seen dangling from the cockpit of a crashed plane. It's as if the spirits of these pilots are trapped in the very machines they once flew, forever reliving the final moments of their lives. The eerie atmosphere of the museum is a constant reminder of the tragic losses that occurred here. 6. The Botanic Gardens Museum, Southport. The Botanic Gardens Museum in Southport, though closed to the public in 2011, is still regarded as one of the most haunted places in the area. According to Creepy Experience, the museum is haunted by the spirit of a young girl named Sarah, who tragically died at the foot of a staircase. Visitors have reported hearing her laughter echoing through the empty halls, and some have even seen her ghostly figure standing at the window, staring out as if waiting for someone. Her presence is often felt near the staircase, where she is said to have fallen to her death. Others have felt a sudden chill in the air and described a sense of being watched, as if Sarah's spirit is still trapped in the place where she met her untimely end. The museum's eerie, abandoned atmosphere only adds to the unsettling feeling that something or someone is still there, lingering in the shadows. 7. The National Museum of Wales, Cardiff. The National Museum of Wales in Cardiff, a grand institution housing a vast collection of art and history, is also home to a number of ghosts. One of the most prominent is the spirit of Lord Ninian Edward Creighton Stuart, an aristocrat whose ghost is said to haunt the galleries where he once roamed. Visitors have described an overwhelming chill when near certain exhibits, particularly in the quieter sections of the museum. Some claim to have seen the ghost of Lord Ninian, his figure drifting through the halls, his eyes fixed on the artwork he so cherished in life. It's believed that his spirit cannot rest, still drawn to the museum where he once spent countless hours admiring its treasures. For some, his ghost is not just a fleeting apparition, but a constant presence, always watching, always present, as though guarding the museum even from beyond the grave. 8. Keighley Bus Museum, Bradford. Keighley Bus Museum, located on the site of a former foundry, is home to the spirits of workers who tragically lost their lives in accidents on the job. The foundry, which was the site of numerous fatal incidents, seems to have left an indelible mark on the museum's atmosphere. Visitors often report strange sounds, metallic clanging, the sound of footsteps, and even faint whispers echoing through the museum. The ghost of a security guard, who tragically fell into a furnace, is said to haunt the area near the old foundry machinery. Some have even witnessed the ghostly figure of a worker walking through the exhibits, their features obscured in shadow. The museum, though a popular spot for vintage bus enthusiasts, is known for its unsettling energy. It's as if the spirits of those who died here are still trapped in the industrial past. 9. Eden Camp Museum, Malton. Eden Camp Museum, located on the site of a former World War II prisoner of war camp, is home to the spirits of soldiers who were once imprisoned there. The camp held prisoners from Italy, Germany, and Japan, and many of these men are believed to haunt the museum. Visitors have reported seeing ghostly figures in military uniforms silently walking through the exhibits. At night, strange sounds fill the air, whispers, footsteps, and even the sound of a marching band. The spirits of the soldiers seem to be trapped in a place that once held them captive, unable to move on from their painful past. The eerie atmosphere of the museum only adds to the feeling that something or someone is lurking just out of sight, waiting to be discovered. 10. Haunted Museum and Spirit Shop, Stoke-on-Trent. The Haunted Museum and Spirit Shop, a relatively new location opened in 2021, has quickly gained a reputation for its paranormal activity. According to reports, the museum is haunted by the spirit of a young girl named Sarah, who tragically died years ago. Visitors often hear her laughter echoing through the otherwise silent space, and some have even seen her ghostly figure standing near the staircase where she passed. Creaky Experience has documented several strange occurrences at the museum, with objects mysteriously shifting and cold spots appearing in the air. Many believe Sarah's spirit is not the only one haunting the space, as the museum has become known for its heavy paranormal presence. For those who visit, it's clear that the spirits of the past are never far away. 11. Trews Yard, Fisherfolk Museum, King's Lynn. Trews Yard Fisherfolk Museum, located in two 18th century cottages, is one of the most haunted spots in King's Lynn. The museum is home to the spirits of many fishermen who once lived in the area, and some believe that up to 38 different spirits linger within its walls. According to Creaky Experience, the most active of these is the ghost of a fisherman named Henley. His presence is often felt near the fishing nets display, where visitors report cold spots and a sense of unease. Henry's ghost is said to move through the museum, sometimes whispering or leaving behind strange marks on the walls. The atmosphere in the museum is thick with the feeling of the past, as though the spirits of the fishermen are still watching over the place they once called home. 12. Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre, Hinckley. The Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre in Hinckley is a treasure trove of cursed and haunted artifacts. The museum houses some of the most notorious antiques, including a doll believed to carry a dangerous curse. Visitors have reported strange occurrences, objects moving on their own, eerie whispers in the air, and the sensation of being watched. The spirit of a soldier, often seen near the military antiques section, is one of the most persistent apparitions. Others have reported feeling an oppressive presence, especially near certain objects. Some believe that these haunted artifacts act as vessels for the spirits attached to them, making the entire museum feel like a gateway to the supernatural. 13. Museum of Witchcraft and Magic, Cornwall. The Museum of Witchcraft and Magic in Cornwall is a place where the occult and the supernatural thrive. With over 4,000 artifacts related to witchcraft, the museum is a repository of dark magic and ancient practices. Visitors often report strange occurrences, including objects that seem to move on their own, and an overwhelming sense of being watched. Some claim to have seen the spirits of witches past, lingering near the displays of magical tools and potions. The museum is known for its powerful energy, and many believe it serves as a portal to the other side. Those who visit often leave with a sense of unease, as though the spirits of the witches and magicians who once practiced here are still present, guiding the museum's exhibits from beyond the grave. 14. Magic Alley and the Creaky Cauldron, Henley. Magic Alley and the Creaky Cauldron, a quirky museum dedicated to magic and witchcraft, has its own share of supernatural experiences. The museum's top floor is believed to be haunted by the spirit of a young boy named Jack, who died under mysterious circumstances. Visitors have reported hearing faint giggles and the sound of footsteps on the creaky floorboards, though no one is ever seen. Jack's mischievous spirit is said to move objects or hide visitors' belongings as a playful reminder of his presence. Some believe he enjoys watching the guests, especially those who are curious about the magical artifacts displayed around the museum. The atmosphere is charged with a strange energy, as if the walls themselves are alive with the magic of the past. 15. Old Guildhall Museum and Jail, Looe. The Old Guildhall Museum and Jail in Looe is a place where the past comes alive, sometimes in a very eerie way. Once a working jailhouse, it now serves as a museum, but the spirits of those imprisoned here still linger. The most frequently reported ghost is that of a former prisoner who died under mysterious circumstances. His presence is most often felt in the old cell block, where the oppressive air seems to hold the memories of the past. Some visitors have claimed to see a shadowy figure in the window, staring out as if waiting for someone to release him. The sounds of chains rattling and faint footsteps are often heard in the stillness of the night, a chilling reminder that not all who were imprisoned here have left. If you loved these eerie stories, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more. Share with friends and comment your creepiest experience below.